Hey guys, it's AJ from Boxing React. So today we're going to react to none other than Jake Paul versus Nate Diaz, which is I think happening on the 5th of August, pretty soon. So the only thing that
Relatively new
I
to
do not understand about Jake is this guy, he pretends to be an actual boxer, whereas he should definitely be a UFC. He never fought. The only real boxer that he fought was Tom Fury, and he wasn't actually very popular and known. And funny enough, he lost. He took the L against Tommy Fury, and then he accused KSI of similar things like fighting other YouTubers and not actual boxers. Whereas KSI actually did fight Fournier, and unfortunately, it was ruled a no decision. But don't you guys forget KSI for an actual boxer, or Jake Paul for an actual boxer and lost. So we're gonna react here to Jake Paul and Nate Diaz.
see it on the marquee, to see this come together, to see this be a 50-50 split for someone like yourself that has been a part of the fight game for so long. What does this mean to you?
Yeah, I think everything was. I appreciate everything that I've done and had to go.
This is so funny, yeah. Nate Diaz, he has few wins on his record, but as you can tell, the guy barely knows how to speak. He took so many hits in the past. So let's just continue and see what he's about to say.
Through because it got me to the point where where I understood and knew what I needed to do, what I wanted to happen, and what should happen. It's been done before, so people don't watch really the blueprints on how things are done, and I was watching it motivated the whole time, and it was just time would tell. So
MVP, real fight coming together. And Jake, we last saw you back in February, tough fight against Tommy Fury. And correct me if I'm wrong, it did seem initially like your heart was set on running it back with Tommy. Can you explain why?
Yeah, I don't know what this guy is on about. Jake Paul had every single opportunity to knock Fury out, but he could not because Fury knew that Jake Paul, the only thing that he has under his arsenal was his right hand, and it was obvious from miles away he was trying to, throw that right hand and then try to knock him out. But Fury knew, and he took him the distance. But let's see what Jake is about to say.
You pivoted and went after Nathan Diaz instead.
Yeah, no, it's Nate Diaz was always the plan after Tommy. That was what I said even in the build up to Tommy.
This guy is such a liar. If he had won against Tom Fury, he would have probably called that KSI to fight. That was his plan initially, but unfortunately, he took a big L, and then he knew he's not. He's been basically exposed that he's not an actual boxer because he lost against an actual boxer, an okay boxer, and then he had to go back to the draw room and then try and figure things out. And then Jake Paul, he loves his UFC fighters. He claims that they don't get as much money from Dana White as they should be. So he created his own company to try and bring UFC fighters and fight each other. Whereas him fighting them and pretending to be a boxer still. Look at this guy's hair, man. It's falling apart as well. It's just a joke. Let's just continue.
I was like, it's Nate Diaz after Tommy Fury. So that was always the plan. This is a big fight. This is a fight that I've wanted for a long time. He got out of his UFC contract, and this is probably the biggest fight of the year, only topping me versus Tommy. So I want to make big events, big fights happen and strike while the iron's hot. He was a free agent. Let's run it, make it happen, settle the shit talk. And I'm ready for war. I'm excited to be here. Thank you for having me out, Dallas. I love y'all. And I'm going to do what Conor McGregor couldn't do, and I'm going to knock this man out.
Do you feel
Yeah, this guy, yeah, for some reason, he always calls McGregor out, and McGregor does not even pay attention to this guy. I don't know what's the issue between him and McGregor, but I don't know, man. This guy just seems desperate at the moment because he took a massive L. And then, funny enough, he went on Twitter and then to say straight away that it was an elbow, the fight he should have been disqualified, just a pure hate on KSI. Don't get me wrong, it was unintentional elbow that KSI knocked Fournier out with. But nonetheless, KSI tried his best. He won, and then it was called a no decision. But he still fought an actual boxer, Jake, and then kept his record. Whereas you lost to Tom Fury and couldn't even shake him or land a proper hit. So I don't know what you on about, mate.
Considering what happened in February, like there is more pressure on your shoulders to prove to everyone that you belong here, that you can have a successful boxing career, and that you can beat someone of his caliber.
100%. I'm filled with vengeance, ambition, hunger, drive more than ever before. Um,
Where was your drive when you fought Tom Fury? I don't get it. Like you gassed out in the last round. Like you had every single opportunity to knock Fury out, and you just couldn't. This guy should be nominated for bullshitter, basically.
I have a lot to prove, two chips on each shoulder, and it's do or die for me. Truly, this fight is do or die. I have to leave it all on the line, and I think that's the same for Nate Diaz. He's
Guys, if this guy ends up losing to Diaz, he knows that his whole professional boxing career is over. That's it. There's no more fighting. This guy knows that.
leaving the UFC on a win. He wants to come into this game, make a bunch of money, knock out the YouTuber kid, then go back and finish his legacy off. And that's why this is such an amazing fight. But I just lost. And if he beats me, then where does that leave me? So it's two people who can't lose, who don't want to lose, who
Yeah, but you lost. What do you mean you can't? They don't want to lose. Yeah, Nate Diaz, he has more losses under his records than wins. And you lost, Jake. So two losers are fighting each other basically because you took a massive L against an actual boxer. Look where you are. You're a joker.
who never back down, who keep on fighting, and that's why this is war, and I'm ready for war.
And by the way, when you say do or die, do you mean if you lose this fight, you're done?
In my mind,
Yeah, if he loses this fight, he's, excuse me, French, he's fucked.
that's how I'm treating it. In my mind, that's how I'm treating it. This is the only thing I'm focused on, and I'm filled with that hunger, and I have more conviction now than ever of what I'm gonna do in this sport. And when you're doing a lot of fights back to back to back, I'm knocking everyone out, putting them on their ass, making tens.
Yeah, he's knocking UFC fighters out, not actual boxers. Tom Fury, who just a few months ago no one knew who he was. Yeah, you couldn't knock him out, mate. Simple. Yeah, and he was a boxer, and you couldn't knock him out. So you had to go back to your fake fighters, UFC fighters. Yeah, you fought a guy, a UFC fighter, who was 40 million years old, and then your victory over him is like something big. Everyone should know about you after that. Wow, well done, Jake.
Of millions of dollars, you can lose that hunger, and that loss reinstilled that in me. And I'm excited to come back. I said, don't judge me by my wins, judge me by my losses. So I'm going to come back, and I've been working in silence. I promise you that. I promise you that. I promise you I know what I'm capable, and this is going to be the best version of Jake Paul that you're ever going to see in the ring.
One last one for me, Nathan. Just curious,
This guy
did
is
you watch his
full of
fight against
bullshit,
Tommy
man.
Fury? And if
All
so,
right,
what is
guys.
your
Thank you for
assessment of
watching
Jake?
this. Yeah, I'm just gonna have to end it here because there's no point. He's fighting Nate Diaz, and then if he ends up losing to Nate Diaz, that's it. It's over for Jake. So on that note, thank you for so much for watching me, and I hope you all subscribe to me and then help me out in the future, and then hopefully we'll turn a different page from now on. And yeah, comment below what you guys think, and yeah, thank you and bye.